All right, boys and girls. Second one down the pipeline.
We're just gonna keep rolling them out, rolling with the punches.
Why not, right? Why
I'll
not?
I'll admit, this week my biggest media, 10% has been coronavirus news. 90% has been fights. I've been watching so many fights, technique videos, old fights, new fights, podcasts of fights, old movies of fighters like Rocky. I watched Rocky 4 today. It's like I woke up this morning watching this old like fight from the 80s. That was amazing.
Why? Because you cannot train anymore? Is that why?
No, it's not that. I still like do shadow boxing here and I do as much as I can. I
Mm.
just like it. It's just something that I like, you know? I don't
Cool.
know. I like the technique. I like what the fighters do, like all the passion they put into fights.
Mm-hmm.
Every the dedication, the hard work, and I feel like it's very pure. It's the most pure thing you can do as a human.
Right.
I don't know. That's how I look at it. Very weird.
Good. I mean, at least you have something to like worry about, right? But the thing is if you cannot train, then like it's like me, like if I'm like watching poker, then I want to play poker. Boom, I have online poker site I can go gamble on. But for you, like how would you do this? Like like maybe you should buy like one of those like pads that they have like rolls hold up for you, and you're gonna like do the kicks
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Well, I was thinking of buying one of the standing punching bags, like one of the ones that just sit here, and I
Mm.
can kick and I can punch it. Like the Everlast, like the like $60 to 100. And but the only problem is that here in the apartment that I'm currently at, I just don't have room to put it in.
Yeah. Do you need like a 6 feet of room or something minimum, something like that?
Yeah, so I would drag it out to the living room and but I'm waiting so when I move I'll have more room to put it in the living room and stuff.
Right. Right.
So I
Okay.
think I'm gonna wait on that. I might have a balcony. Hopefully, I'm looking for some place with a balcony so I can grill stuff and just put it there and just use it.
We can grill stuff. Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right. All right.
I'm hungry. Corona stuff is making me hungry.
Yeah, good, good. Hungry, that means you're expending your energy good. So that's not bad. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So watching all the fighting stuff, I stumbled upon this video that was like talking about fake martial arts. And I don't. Did you watch the second video I sent?
Yeah, I
You
watched one. I watched both that you sent me. I watched the first one about Xu Xiaodong. More like I watched it from front to back, and then the one about fake martial arts. Yeah, I just after like 19 minutes, right? That's what you told me to watch.
Yeah,
A
that's where it
couple
talks
minutes and I
about.
turned it off.
That's where it talks about him, but the whole entire video talks about like fake martial arts and
Yeah.
why people kind of do martial arts in general, and it's
Uh-huh.
because they want to have a sense of community, and so or they want to learn self defense. They want to. It's like a confidence thing as well for some people. So it's multiple things, and so it says the reason why people join fake martial arts is because like they want to follow something. It's the same way people follow cults is
Yeah.
because they want to like follow something, even if it's wrong. It was pretty. That video was really good. I like how the person made it. You know.
Yeah. That's very true. It's about practicing the way of being, practicing the way of belief, like practicing um like that's why like when like Xu Xiaodong says, fake Chinese martial art, right? Like, he's not trying to fight, the masters, they're trying to fight the fakes, and that like rubs some feathers because like it is what it is. Like, it is when it becomes like a well accepted form of philosophy of an art form, right? It's martial arts, right? Like if you elevated that to a certain extent, then if you're thinking about like disqualifying the entire field, it's bound to be like controversial. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's super interesting because I didn't know about him until watching the video.
Hmm.
It's not like necessarily like the traditional like martial arts that he was talking about in China, like Wing Chun and Tai Chi, and
Hmm.
I don't know if there's other ones. But it's not that they're fake things. But in the video, they said it's more like a form of like meditation, and
Yeah,
like they have benefits from it, right? You
yeah,
It's just in when you compare it to different like martial arts, like let's say like Muay Thai or something, like the MMA like fighter like does, then it's like they're not going to win against that. So I felt like it was interesting when they're like the Chinese government is trying to push that, and so like they try to like discredit him in a lot of ways, you know. And I don't know. I think it was just pretty interesting. Like, what's your perspective on that? Does that really happen over there? Like in terms of like what the government does?
I mean, yeah, like people don't want to be, like practicing martial arts is always be perceived as, what's the term? 强身健体, right? Like getting stronger and all that stuff. And it just depends on how you look at it, right? Because I feel like the type of martial art like the MMA, the UFC, like the one that you follow, is more about hurting people,
Hmm.
right? It's more about getting like your head beat up or getting cuts and whatnot. Like people enjoy watching that since thousands and thousands of years ago,
The
right?
gladiators.
Yeah, like the gladiators and like whatnot, right? Like that's fun and daddy. Like that's why people like to watch like WWE, right? Like that's the same thing. Like people hurting people, and then sure, like most of it is show, but like but people are getting hurt, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's WWE is similar. Like it's more entertainment, but I understand like it's more like yeah, it's more like it's similar, I guess, to MMA. How you watch it, you want to be entertained. You want to see a
Yeah,
person go to another person. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh,
Like the biggest thing is that I feel like like Xu Xiaodong, like the person I was put the spotlight on, he he kind of did not like his statement is true to the extent that like hand to hand combat they will not win, like but that's not the point, right? Like for example, like the female lady, Zhang Weili, right?
yeah.
Does does she train in the U.S. or does she train in China?
So she trains in China. She trains in China mostly. She's out there. She has coaches, but I mean, they're from China, but I think she has a few that are, I think one from Thailand or something, and like different instructors.
Yeah.
And for this fight camp that she did recently, like a month ago or a few weeks ago,
Hmm.
since all like the pandemic was happening over there in China, the UFC flew her to Thailand, and then from Thailand she was training, but then she had to fly to like Abu Dhabi, still training, and then she had to move to Las Vegas to finish her training. So this like it was crazy like how she had to go like different places and stuff, but she does a lot. Like if you there's some training videos, so she does like I think Tai Chi and stuff, and it shows it in the promotional videos, like her practicing it. But I think it's more like of a mental like thing of training for her, you
Yeah,
know?
it's more on the mental side. It's more about like meditation, right? It's a form of meditation, and
Yeah.
it's more about like getting her. I don't know. I'm not a Tai Chi master, but like getting your core tight. Like
Hmm.
balancing the little muscle groups or something like that. Like I don't know, right? So like by calling it fake, it's kind of like like it's like pointless because it's just two totally different thing,
I don't
right?
think it's fake. I think it's a legitimate like martial art in terms of that you practice maybe your mind and like yourself and like maybe like your inner like feeling, of who you are. And I get that aspect. I think more in terms of like if you compare it to like different martial arts, like which one's more like which one will be more effective than the other one in an actual fight, in a street fight or something, or a competitive fight, then like boxing would win against that, or like Muay Thai or like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's sort of that because I don't know, like he's going against like these Tai Chi masters and stuff, but I think it's mostly pushed by the government or something that like it's more effective the cultural significance of those martial arts, like in an actual like confrontation. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No.
Like it's just I feel like it's there's like a veil like that they try to produce, saying that the cultural or the traditional martial arts are better than the whole other world's like martial arts. You know what I mean?
No.
So pretty much saying the government is pretty much saying like Tai Chi is better than any other martial arts. And so even if what's his name, the guy, what's the guy's name?
Lay somebody, right?
Yeah, the dude, the Chinese MMA fighter, that guy. Like even though
Oh,
he
no.
wins against yeah, even though he wins against the Tai Chi and Wing Chun like masters and stuff, the government still portrays that like he lost or something or it was a draw. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know if that happened or not. I was over here. I don't know, right? So I mean, the bottom line is that it just depends on how you look at it, right? Like same thing with the definition of a cult or legitimate religion. It's just what kind of a spin do you put on it, right? Like Mormonism was just barely made it to the religion side of things because there's a lot more people, a lot more people that are signed on to it. But
Yeah.
Mormonism, like 100 years ago, was a cult, right?
Yeah.
Like people like categorize the Kool-Aid guy, like the person that like poison everybody. Like that's a cult because there's a negative connotation to it. It just depends on how you yeah, like Jim Jones or somebody, right? Like it just depends on what kind of way that you like look at it, right? Like it has nothing to do with government. Like, of course, the government doesn't want to endorse fighting like this because first of all, like China is anti-gambling since the beginning, right? Like people can bet on fights, people can like bet on NBA games and whatnot. I'm sure there are still some gambling going on, but like
Is
you
it
know,
really anti-gambling?
yeah, like China has been anti-gambling and anti drug abuse or drug use since the beginning. You
Oh
know,
wow. Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't.
So when you have those things going on, yeah, there's still some gambling stuff going on, but like like they don't want to promote that, like that's for sure, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on how you like look at it, to be honest. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's pretty interesting because if you look at the video, the full like fake martial arts video, it's not saying like the Chinese martial arts are fake. It's saying that like there's these instructors that legitimately invented their own martial art out of nowhere. So
yeah,
it's like I invent my own martial art called Jofre, and I do these like you gotta watch it because they literally like spin or something and the person falls, and it's
yeah,
weird how people follow it because it's legitimately like not like any real thing at all. They just invented it and stuff, and it's like
yeah,
it's super interesting. It's super bizarre, you know.
yeah. Like why do people listen to our podcast? Why do people like Taylor Swift? What do people like Billy English? Billy
Billie English.
I don't get her at all. Okay, like I don't get her persona. I don't get her songs.
I'm not 16, so I'm not. I don't get it either. Personally, it's not my
Yeah,
type of music.
like okay, so I can categorize people that like Billy English, English as a cult, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they are weird. They like dark music. They like the music that have a cover art of like person with white eyes and making funny faces.
yeah.
Like I can totally say that, but does that mean that I'm right? Probably not.
Hmm.
Right? Like that's the same thing. Like that's how you're able to get like followers. It's marketing move by the end of it. You know
Yeah,
how you can get people to follow you, right? Is that why like people are chasing after likes and chasing after the social media? Like how I can get more people to like follow you, right? Like the Twitch streamer that's like producing borderline porn images, and like people watch her sleep for no reason.
yeah. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get it in a way. Like I'm trying to like. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about the way generations are like online and stuff, it's definitely like weird. I don't know. I don't know. Like going on Twitch the other day, like it kind of changed my perspective, and I'm like, holy cow! Like there's a whole different world, you know. Where
Netflix, or do you go on Twitch by yourself?
I went on Twitch by myself, and I just started looking up things, but it's not. I don't know. It's not really for me. Like I couldn't find anything. You know, it's. I like
I
YouTube more. Like,
Huh?
I like YouTube more personally.
It's just a different culture. Like Twitch, it's more like gaming. It's more, like video games and Call of Duty. Yeah. So
Because Reddit's different from that too. You know.
yeah. So it's
It's
just a
like
different perspective. I feel like if you're really mature, if you're really a deep thinker, then cool. Like somebody likes A, somebody likes B, somebody prefer orange over apple. Who cares,
yeah,
right? So
yeah, but yeah, super interesting. You know, I like watching like just fight stuff. You know, and just in general, I'm like looking at technique. You know,
hmm
and it's crazy. Like there's so much like technique like everywhere, and it's I don't know. You can get so many things from different places and different martial arts and stuff. So,
hmm What kind
but
of techniques are you talking about?
just in general, just everything. You can like develop the way you kick something. There's a karate kick, right? There's a kick from Muay Thai, from Taekwondo, but like
hmm
they all have similar elements,
hmm
similar core elements of how you're gonna practice that kick, how you're gonna use your body to like use your momentum and like pivot and stuff. They're
hmm
very similar, but also like kind of different as well. You know what I mean?
hmm
And that's always evolving every day. And
Yeah.
now people, instead of just training traditionally when they grow up and you do a martial arts class, like a karate class or a taekwondo class or something,
hmm
now people are just going straight into MMA gyms, MMA classes. You know,
hmm
instead of just one thing, it's a full like thing that they just offer now. So it's back then in like the early days of MMA, they didn't have that. You know what I mean? They didn't have pure like MMA core skill set, but now that's developed. So the fighters that are fighting now are much more well-rounded and better than like the fighters traditionally, because maybe one was just a pure wrestler and he learned how to like box a little bit, you know.
hmm
But and then now it's like completely different. So
Yeah, that's true. And then I
yeah,
was I was I was going down a rabbit hole with a Xu Xiaodong. I think he just went to Thailand. He fought a Japanese kickboxer,
mm-hmm.
something like that, and then he beat him. Right? And he's like 41 or something.
Yeah, he's old.
So he's
He's
pretty.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know. What do you think about his agenda though? Like trying to fight all the martial artists and like try to like say like MMA is better than traditional, martial arts and stuff.
He is definitely not going down the path of like Chinese thinking. He's more doing the Western training, MMA. I think he has a gym in Beijing or something. I don't know if he still has it or not. He probably does. He has a student, so it's like everything that he trains is a Western way, right? So from that perspective, then you can say like any form of Chinese you know, martial arts are forms are not practical, right? Like that's why I think why Joe Rogan likes Bruce Lee that much, right? Like because I remember Joe Rogan talk about Bruce Lee on the podcast saying, hey, he's the only he's the first one that takes a bit of everything that kind of form into MMA style.
Bruce Lee was very interesting. Um, so he did actually combine a lot of different elements of martial arts, like the
Yeah,
kicking techniques. He kept the best kicking technique, the best striking technique, and he
yeah,
would mix it together.
yeah. He
And
was definitely a visionary, right?
if you look at the Bruce Lee movies, a lot of his techniques are very like realistic because they
Yeah.
were real like techniques and stuff. So a lot of early MMA and stuff, they credit like watching Bruce Lee and stuff as an inspiration.
Yeah,
Even
visionary.
McGregor, even Conor McGregor as well. Like they say that he was very revolutionary in his thinking and his fighting IQ and stuff.
Yeah, it's the same logic, right? Like before, like in Chinese, the old martial art is that okay? Like I'm the the headmaster form of martial arts. I only teach this form. Like if you learn the other form, then you are being disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
But in reality, like if I can use other stuff better than yours, and I can combine everything, then I can be a more effective fighter or something.
Yeah.
I just Bruce Lee was the first one that can actually conduct this type of a thinking and can actually make sure that we can get there in terms of getting more effective. I'm all about that, but attacking all the old ways are wrong, are fake. I just feel like it's not the smartest move, to be honest. Well,
Yeah, his agenda is pretty interesting. I don't know. Like a lot of people dislike him, I feel like, especially over there. I think it's like more of you should have like everyone should have their own way of thinking. If you don't agree with it, then you should like move on with your life and think the way you want to think. You know what I mean? Instead of attacking another person's thinking. You know what I mean? And just kind of be like that. Like I'm not gonna change. There's this. There's this. I think this boxing dude, big promoter, and he hates MMA. He hates it. He thinks it's dumb. It's very kind of trash. It's like garbage. It's very violent compared to the purity of boxing, right?
Well, boxing is violent too.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You can have an argument. I personally don't like. I watch some boxing, very little, like this little, compared to like MMA, which is just everything. Because I feel like MMA is more real, like not necessarily realistic, but more, I guess, pure, and that you can use sort of everything. You know what I mean? It's more evolved form of like competition and fighting and stuff.
Yeah, because if there's more like moving parts, it's gonna make it more interesting, right?
More variables. More variables too.
Instead of just like punch, and duck.
I think it gets boring. It gets boring. Have you ever seen a boxing fight? There's some good ones, but then most of them are just boring. Like I don't want to see like.
I think they call it boxing match, not a boxing fight. Boxing match.
Yeah, like a boxing match. It's just some of them it's boring, but like, I don't know. I personally, I don't know. I like just MMA, but I'm open to the different styles, and I appreciate it. And how they combine them together. And that's why it takes the right person to become a perfect martial artist, right? That combines all of it. That's why I like that one Sugar Sean guy, the Patreon dude that I'm following and stuff. Because I feel like he is the new generation of like fighters, that's kind of grown up with everything developed correctly. And he's just like, he reminds me of like Connor in a way, the way he trains too, because he trains his mental aspects too. And he actually, it's funny because everything is connected. I feel like this world is so small, but he reads Ryan Holiday. Yes, and he always posts on his social media Ryan Holiday quotes. He's always reading, and he reads a lot of meditation stuff. I think he's reading some of the books that you're reading too. He reads a lot of guys. He's very similar to the way Joe Rogan is too, but he trains his mental side very good. His health side very good. Wants to be very healthy. He sleeps very good. He trains very good too. So he is not only well-rounded physically, but just everywhere, like mentally. And it's, I don't know. I think it's awesome. And that's the next step, I feel like, for a martial artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because once you've done it for so long, right? Like you just practice the craft, and then you are bound to have some kind of a spiritual awakening, or some deeper insight that people don't have when you're first doing it. Yeah. Right? Like same thing with you with digital marketing. Same thing with me with direct marketing. Right? Like the more you do it, but does that way that like your way of marketing pay per click just has no results? No, of course you drive results. Right? Like you might think my ways of marketing are bad too, right? Because you don't deal with people. I don't know, right? But the thing is that people get defensive when they have some insight that other people don't have. That can be seen as the truth, right? Like then the boxing will be thinking of boxing is the only pure form of martial arts because they only punch, they don't use their legs. But for like a kickboxer, they think that is the most interesting thing because of different way that you can maneuver, different positioning, right? It depends on how you look at it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think you should just, at the end of the day, have an open mind and take different things that work, and and just kind of keep those and make yourself more effective. You know?
Yeah, everything is a choice by the end of the day. Jofre, you choose to do that, you choose not to do that, you choose to believe one thing, then that's what makes us different because everything is a choice. And if you choose to do this, then you do this. If you choose to do that, you do that. Then whatever happens, whatever you subscribe to, we go from there. So
Yeah, no, I agree.
that's a signal for us to jump off the podcast.
Maybe. Connor agrees.
Cool. I mean, it's a good that you're like sharing this, like interest of yours, and like to be honest, I I heard of the name like Xu Xiaodong. I think I heard him I think he fought the Tai Chi guy like back in 2017, like 3 years ago.
I heard it went viral, right? Didn't it? I don't know. I didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah, even went like viral in like China, and then that's how I knew it. Like back in the time, back in 17. But after that, like, I live here. I'm not into the martial arts, circle, so I don't know like what he's up to right now, right? And sounds like he's just having fun in Beijing and then teaching his students and have his own gym. He can do whatever he wants. Huh?
Maybe he's a good marketer.
Yeah, I think that's probably why he came out and say it because of his attitude. Like people have to way to follow that, right? Like if you think about it like this, right? Like if you want trying to market me, right? So yeah, join my gym because I think all of the Peruvian martial arts are fake.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming there is a Peruvian way of finding, I don't know, right?
There is no.
No, and then I'm like, what? They're fake? That means you're the real deal. I follow you. I pay you money. I pay you subscription, and that's how they're able to get a business together.
Yeah.
Right. So.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. That guy's very interesting. It kind of opened my eyes too to like just in general like what people follow and what they believe in and stuff.
Yeah, it is very interesting to see what people like and what people believe and what kind of choices that they make. Like that's why I like meditation so much, because everything happens is a choice. And before, when we don't have that much information, we don't have that much decision to make. Then everything is simple. You wake up, you choose to hunt, or you choose to do agriculture. You choose to harvest, and then you eat, and then you have offspring, and then you die, right? And now there's so much choices, there's so much way that you can spend your attention, that you can pay focus on to something. Then if you don't control that focus, then you're going to be, chasing around different things and, drawing circles that you get nowhere.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. That's good. That was super deep.
Yeah.
So this is the key.
Huh?
Stillness is the key.
Yeah. That's true. I still haven't dived into that book yet. I probably will. I'm reading this one now. It's a short one. I want to finish it. I strongly recommend this. It's called Self-Awareness or Awareness by Anthony DeMello. Can you see? Is it focused?
A little bit, yeah. It's not focused. It's blurred, but oh yeah, it's right there. It's good. I think the Sugar Sean dude actually is reading that author.
Really?
Do you like it? Is it good?
It's a really good book. Tim Ferriss recommended it, and then it's all about self-awareness, right? Like because like every single page there's a good quote, right? Like on page 76, right? Like it says, having a good job or being famous or having a great reputation has absolutely nothing to do with happiness or success. Nothing. It is totally irrelevant. All of he's really worried about is his children that will think about him, what his neighbors will think about him, what does his wife will think about him. He should have become famous. Our society and culture drill that into our heads day and night. People who made what? Made asses of themselves because they drained all of their energy getting something that was worthless.
Interesting.
Then that was just on page 76, and I have like bookmarks on everything pretty much. Like he's a super interesting guy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he was a monk or like something, and then
Yeah, what's the guy's background? Do you know?
I think he was a monk or like practicing meditation for the longest time. Same thing with Sam Harris. Like he was the one of the few meditation a student that actually went to Nepal and meditate with like different masters and different things. So I definitely like I want to get more into it because I used to think that the Chinese has it all, but we don't, to be honest. Like the whole meditation thing, like the whole Buddhist thing is like it's all propped up by the Buddhist tourism situation, right?
Yeah. I mean, if in Stillness is the Key, like early on in the book, he talks about like how in different countries they have a different word for the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything, and it's stillness at the end of the day. That's what they're trying to search for. You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
It's like everyone's on that search for the same goal, but they won't reach it the same way. They don't find that clarity and like that feeling of like like just that you're elevated by doing the same thing. Everyone has their own form like to escape and like try to find that feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he describes it as like when you take a run and like you just feel like free and you feel like you don't feel any stress, you don't feel like distracted, you just like think clearly and focus. That's sort of what stillness is or something. And that's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Like when you're saying that reputation doesn't matter, it's pretty interesting because in 48 Laws of Power, there's a law that says your reputation is important, you must protect it. But yes and no, like I agree and disagree.
But define power, right? If you don't have reputation, then why would somebody follow you? Why would somebody will charge you $5 a month to like look at his training videos?
Yeah.
Right? He has power over you because he has a reputation. But does reputation really matters? Like if the MMA fighter that you follow, if he decided I quit fighting tomorrow, doesn't have a reputation, he doesn't have any power over you, so you will not keep paying him $5 a month to look at his training videos.
Similar to Connor, if he doesn't win, his fights, no one's gonna buy his whiskey.
Yeah, same thing. If he sucks, who's gonna pay attention to them? Nobody.
It's pretty interesting because his focus has changed. So originally he wanted to win and everything for himself, and he wanted to leave. He wanted to make money originally. Okay. Now it's changed that he wants to leave a good legacy because he has the money. He has all that. He doesn't need to fight anymore. Now he's doing it for legacy, but his goals have shifted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if Conor McGregor announces retirement tomorrow, then what? Then
it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad because he won his last fight. But I think he needs to still prove to a lot of other people like he wasn't, because he's still done a lot, Keven, for MMA. He's changed the game forever. He's changed promotion of fighters themselves to promote themselves better, and he's changed the way that MMA is viewed to the mainstream. Because he's brought a lot of eyes and stuff to it.
That's true, and somebody can say that it doesn't matter because after he's done, he's done. He's gonna be a whiskey salesperson, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Or let's say he wins Khabib. He wins a championship one more time. He can be considered like one of like the greatest that came back. You know what I mean? The people will talk about him like that, not the guy who lost to Khabib. Or did all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting guy. So I feel like I can talk about fighting forever, but I feel like every era has their own celebrity of fighting. Like there was Mike Tyson in the 80s, in the 90s, like there was different fighters. And like Connor's like one of them now. So I'm wondering like as everything progresses and advances, who the next stars are going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same thing. Like in the NBA, like before, like the shooting guard or like a small forward or the point guard is you have to be big, you have to be tall, like you have to dribble to the paint. And now the biggest star are like a Steph Curry, like a skinny guys like just shoot threes the whole time. Like the game has evolved too. Like it depends. So I was watching a little bit of the classic games. I was watching NBA league pass because it's free for everybody for like a month. I was watching a 1991 playoff game with Patrick Ewing and Dominic Wilkins.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good because I'm more of an old school basketball player, and I can see them like going to the paint and working hard and box people out and dunk and the spin move, the footwork. Like right now, like if you do that, then people will pass the ball to the outside and then they will just shoot a 3-pointer right there.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it depends on how you look at the game, pretty much.
So it's evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that cool though? Everything changes.
Yeah, like that's like that's why I like talking about more specifics. I don't want to give you like a yes or a no answer or I think it's cool via text because we wouldn't able to have this 35-minute conversation and break everything down in more detail.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think I'm gonna fight. I want to fight one fight in my life.
Okay.
It can be amateur, but I feel like for me to truly appreciate fighting in martial arts, I need to like experience that.
Yeah.
At least time. Even if I get my butt kicked.
Because you've been like kicking the you've been kicking the pass for the last like 6 months pretty much.
Yeah, I need to. It sucks because I was getting like consistent, like really good, Kevin, and I was close to sparring. I was mentally ready for sparring. I was so close. I had to mouth guard everything, and then they close the gym, for a while. I don't know when it's opening, so it's like I gotta reset. I gotta like redo it. That's why I'm trying to keep myself fresh and like keep exercising, but it's like hard.
Good.
I feel like if I leave when I move and because I only have like 10 credits here at this gym, I'll still go to a gym. It doesn't matter if it's this one or not. I'll probably go to one in Sandy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
But I might switch to just doing boxing.
Okay.
I feel like I'm faster at boxing. I'm better at that.
Because there's less moving parts. You punch.
Kicking is it's insane, and it's really hard for me too because I'm a smaller dude, so I don't generate enough power. So for me, it's more technique, but it's hard, But I don't know.
All right, cool.
Yeah. That's it. That's everything for me.
Good talk.
I don't know what else to say.
That's good. Awesome.
I gotta go.
You gotta go back to real life, huh? Making pasta and whatnot.
Yeah, I gotta go actually to Sporting Goods and get like the training, like the bands and stuff. I'm gonna go get one of those.
Like the Big 5 or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Are they
close early? Yeah, they are till 7.
Okay. Cool. And I will look into getting a dog more. We'll see.
Yeah. Get more workouts in.
Yeah. All right, man.
Cool.
Good stuff.
All right, Kevin.
All right. Good talk. We chat back in tomorrow. Cool.
All right.
See you guys.
See ya.